Hello everyone, welcome to the WebEx video sessions. This is my fourth video, and on this video I'm going to show you how to work with your WebEx meeting room. So at this point we're inside the meeting. This means that you already booked the meeting, scheduled the meeting, and started the meeting. So the point of this video is to show the basic things that you can do inside your meeting room. So as you can see, the meeting room has two main areas. The first area to the right is all about the participants, all about activating the webcams or controlling the voice parameters that exist, like for example mute, unmute. You can also have a chat window which is available here. You can have notes, you can take notes from your meeting here, and of course share everything with everyone. Please keep in mind that this is a collaboration tool, so everything will be shared according to the host program. So on the left side you have the main area basically that shows you three buttons. The first button, which is teleconference, is an info button. If you click it, and if you're still not connected to the voice bridge, you can find all the information that you need to connect to the voice bridge. The second button, which is invite and remind, is basically to give you some tools to remind people about all the information needed for the meeting, like voice conferencing bridge numbers, like participant passcodes, etc. Or even if you have a last minute invitation to do, you can do in the invitation here. Send. Of course, you can also use, I can invite more. Of course, I can also use my local email to do this by clicking on this link. And of course, if I just want to send a reminder to all the participants, I just need to click here and send reminder. But the most interesting button here is really the share application. This button will allow you to decide what type of sharing you want to do. So the first option that you have is about your desktop. You can share your full desktop with all participants. Of course, you need to be aware that once you do this, you'll be sharing everything that's happening on your desktop with all the participants. So this means if you're presenting something and at the same time somebody tries to talk to you over the same time, people and all participants will be aware of this. So you need to keep this in mind before taking the decision of sharing your desktop or just sharing a file or an application. Sharing a file, including a video, is selecting a file, a specific file, a presentation, an Excel spreadsheet, and sharing this document on the meeting room itself. So basically you can view the file, but you can't interact with the file. I'm gonna close it. And the third option, which is on my point of view one of the best, is the share application. This not only shares the application, but it can actually share a specific file which is opened by an application. So in this case, for example, I can open or share just my Internet Explorer. This will mean that everyone will see what I'm doing on my Internet Explorer, but if I pull, for example, my Lotus Notes client, nobody sees what's happening on my Lotus Notes client. As you can notice here, for example, you have some controls to start or not start sharing an application. You even have a status. So this means that, for example, in this case, my Lotus Notes client is not being shared, but I can start sharing by clicking on this button. Now it's being shared. And now I can stop sharing it. So in this case, since I've selected the Internet Explorer, I have exactly the same controls here. So I can stop sharing my session here with Internet Explorer, and I will of course have the status here. So another thing which is basically interesting to see is once you're sharing the application like I'm doing right now, I'm sharing this Internet Explorer session, my controls, all of my controls for the meeting room will be hidden on the upper part of the display. So you'll have to move your mouse in order to have access to it, as you can see. And in here you can control what's happening on the room. You can stop sharing, you can pause everything that is happening on your meeting room. You can of course share another thing, share another application, let's say. And of course you can assign roles. You can assign a role of presenter to another person. You can even select and pass the keyboard and the mouse control to another participant. Let's say, for example, you're working on an Excel file and you need an input from one of the participants. You can pass the control to him if you want. Or even, for example, if you wish, you're doing a presentation to all participants, you can allow someone to do notes on the presentation that you're doing, to do some call outs to some specific issue, or etc. Of course, you'll have the audio, you'll have the participant window available if you click on it, you have the chat window available if you click on it, and you can start recording your session here as well. So you have a lot of controls available here that will allow you to control the meeting properly without having many issues. So what I'm going to do right now is stop sharing. So the last thing that I would like to show you basically is the best way of transfer files in the meeting room to all participants. So instead, for example, of sharing one presentation with 10 megabytes that won't pass the email systems, it's much better just to transfer the file. And you as a moderator, you can select transfer, you can select the file that you want to transfer, let's say this one, and the file will be available for everyone to click download. Since I'm the host and since I'm the one who's sharing the file, I don't have the download option available, of course, but all participants here will have the download available. So this is the easiest way to share files, big files, when you're in a meeting instead of using your email systems. On the security part, I would like to add two things. First thing is, once you close or you end this meeting here, this file will disappear from the platform. So there won't be any risk of having lost information on one of your closed meetings somewhere in the cloud. So this is quite important. And the second issue is about the legal tender on recording a session. So since there are different ways or different aspects on the law on different countries, the best way to record a meeting or to protect yourself legally before recording a meeting is, first of all, make sure that everyone knows that you're recording the meeting, and second of all, it's quite important to have the agreement of everyone. So this ends my fourth video about the WebEx platform, and I hope you enjoyed the platform, and thanks very much for watching.